Hello? Hello, hello. Hey, who do we got? You guys can hear me? Uh, hey there. You guys hear me okay? Audio, alright. I'm trying to fix the levels of the background audio this time so it's not blaringly loud. I'll just taking care of a few things and we'll get started. So who do I got today? Who do we have? Who's here? I'm curious. Yo! Koala and Snack. What's up, guys? And my audio's good, I hope. Hopefully it's not too early for people on the, be the West Coast. One more thing. What? So I'm just trying to make sure the stream is available somewhere, and then we'll get started. Neck's broken. Or looks like it. Alright. How you doing, everyone? Ooh, Electro Kraken, what's up? Nice, nice. Alright. Let's go ahead and stop this music. And so, okay. Today I'm gonna be it'll be a fairly casual stream. It's just me demonstrating how you would make like a Persona-like game, specifically a game kind of like Persona 3, 4, or 5. How would you go about doing that using Super RPG Framework? So, excuse me. I have updated the framework to the most recent version, as well as the example project, if you guys want to download them. And also, I'll go ahead and change over so I can show you this now. I'm working on, and I'll probably release these like after the stream or by the end of the day if I can. I'm trying to work on some actual templates that you can just drop into your engine's template folder and open up more easily when you create a new project. So, and these will have all the plugins you need, provided you have all the plugins you need installed. This will automatically oh wow, it's wait, so Koala, where are you at? Are you somewhere in Europe, or I'm curious. But anyway, and Big Salmon, nice. Anyway, so the template I'm planning on releasing maybe probably after this stream or by the end of the day. It'll just right now it'll only have a blank RPG and a classic JRPG, which is the other template that's available to download from GitHub right now. But I'll try to release these as regularly as I can, and these will be just templates you can start off with to for making your game. Apologize if I'm a bit sniffy. It's a bit kind of an allergy season for me. So, oh, Ireland, nice. All right, so for this instance, I'm gonna go, and if you have the example project downloaded, you can probably follow along with this a fair bit. But I have I'll be starting with the classic JRPG because that'll provide me with turn-based combat as well as basic systems for like party members and stuff. So go ahead and do that. I think I'll keep it in that folder right now. Let's call it Persona Clone. I think it's fine. Want to be scalable? Yeah, let's go. Also, I believe at the moment these will only work for Blueprint projects. You could probably add C++ stuff after the fact if you want, but since I specifically designed excuse me, I designed srpgf to be a Blueprint only thing, or that you wouldn't need to use any C++ for it. The template projects will be Blueprint projects. So sorry if my head's a little jumpy too. One second. All right, so I start up. Here's what I got. I think I've shown this off a little bit already, but oh, I need to get rid of this control rig folder. I think it's empty anyway. No, it just contains the control rig. Maybe I'll leave that in. I don't know. It's more convenient so you can work on animations. This control rig here also, it's just the free control rig that you can get off the marketplace as well. So anyway, then you have the JRPG folder, which just has the basic stuff you need. The game mode, game instance, game settings. I have some macros. Stuff for combat. Excuse me. Yeah. All right. Well, I should probably get a Persona game for reference. I think I'll go ahead and do that. Persona 5 is going to be the hardest one to replicate because of like menus and stuff. So, let me think. Oop. Froze up a little bit. Gotta give it a second. This might take a minute, sorry. Probably loading everything. Yeah, good folder hierarchy means an organized project. It means it's easier to find stuff. And it took me forever to figure out how I wanted to organize my stuff. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's close that out. All right, well. Dang, I'm really going to get annoyed with how laggy my head is, but I don't think there's much I can do about it right now. So sorry about that. Let me see if the game lags. So I don't think it will. Okay, frame rate on the game is pretty good, so you should be able to see everything okay. All right. Well, first things up. So obviously, in a Persona game, typically you have the two modes of play. You have the social simulator where you're walking around the town and stuff, and then you have the dungeon crawling. So I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this mode actually, but essentially I'll make two different game modes for those. So I think it's the first thing we need to work on is making a map for one map to test out. Yo, sup Cloud? Good to see ya. So yeah, I'm gonna start off by making one map to test out dungeon crawling and combat, and one to test out social simulation stuff. So we'll call one social, the social game mode, and dungeon game mode. How does that sound? Oh, I just realized my head's in the way. 1 second. Get my head out of the way of the content browser. You guys kind of need to see that. There we go. I'm kind of there. Yeah, no, sorry, yeah. So I just took care of that. All right, so hopefully you guys can read it. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard showing everything I want to on the same screen, on just one screen for Unreal, because you have to have the content browser and the screen I want big enough for you guys to be able to see and stuff. So, all right, so I got one for game mode for social and one for dungeons. I'll actually scale things up so you can see it a little better. Oh, also, I don't think I've added it yet in this template version, but Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I am working on a widget to help you with accessing and modifying data a little more. It's similar to the database if you guys use that in version 1, but it's meant to be a little cleaner. And it's one of the main reasons you need that editor scripting plugin. So first I'm going to go ahead and set that up, which I should be able to quickly. Where's editor utilities? We'll just get a editor utility object. You guys probably won't need to set this up. I think I'll end up including it myself in the templates, but startup utility. So this is just a quick setup so I can run when I need to get this in the proper sRPG framework developer. I don't know, whatever, to get the proper interface. Anyway, look up startup. Yeah, so I think most of the templates I release, or all the templates I release will include a utility for this as it is. But if you want to do it yourself, just create a new utility widget, and then on the run function, just search up. And I think I'll need to update the plugin so you have, or the framework so you have access to this. But just look up run Super RPG framework setup, and then anything, any widgets or anything that I would want you to be able to use to modify the plugin or to create data and stuff in your game will automatically be opened. So now I'll just run editor utility blueprint, and it appeared. So let me see if I can show you. So I actually have a separate content browser on my bottom screen, so you guys can't see that. But that's where this just appeared, which is the asset creator, which I might go ahead and rename, but I don't know where to put this. You know, I'll just full screen it for now. Yeah, it's still very much work in progress. It needs to be done, but essentially it's just you select the category you want of things, and then you can just select the one you want to edit, and it'll come up right here. So it's a way you don't have to go digging through your folders in order to find this stuff. It's just all immediately right there, so you can quickly edit this data. Obviously, you can't really do bulk editing this way, but if you, it should be easy enough to find stuff for bulk editing if you want. But yeah, so I'll actually probably need to remove a lot of this initially. But all right, maps. That's great. Test maps. Let's see. One for dungeon and one for social, right? Oop. Dungeon. Ooh, right. Music. Well, I can't be playing any Persona music because that's some copyright stuff. But I know something that's fairly close, and will be a-okay for me to play. Let me see. So just let me know if you guys can hear it, if the audio is music is too loud, because I noticed it was last time. But all right. Okay, let's go. Dungeon. Creating the map for dungeon. I'm tempted to turn on Dungeon Architect just for this, but I don't want to. I kind of want to stick to just what's included with the engine and sRPGF. So I think I won't. All right. Make sure that we're on the dungeon game mode. Oops. Okay. Oops. Test. Dungeon test. Excuse me. I think this is already off to a fairly good start as far as replicating the Persona dungeon stuff. I have the menu. I think I want to change the menu. So I guess if the idea is to replicate a game, I should probably actually replicate it as closely as I can. Again, for educational purposes, not for copyright infringement. This is totally fair use. All right. Menu, pause menu. And that'd be good to pull up some Persona stuff for reference. Doo-doo. Oop, oop. It's hard to fit this on screen because if I click to this, it'll just go off. So, I guess I can just keep flipping back and forth to it. So we got a weird layout of this thing here. Well, first of all, we don't have the we do have the characters information appearing, but it's here at the bottom. I may need to make some new assets and stuff for this, but so let's see if we have a different. So yeah, I'll try to go over some of this stuff again as well as I do it. So obviously we have the selectors, which just list different widgets for different data assets. And this one's for units. So I'm gonna see if I have a different unit type that works. I need to clear this out. These are all entities for. Yeah. Maybe I should make a new one. Well, first of all, let's pull this off. So, I think I'll clear out some of this stuff for now. Hopefully there's no errors. Good. Well, there's this, but that's just because actions extension is kind of still not at the top of its game, but it works. It should work fine. Anyway, so first we need to come up with a type of. We need to come up with an option entity that'll. Hang on. Replicate this well. So this goes kind of across the screen, and it's kind of a random layout. So first things first. Oops. Well, first, actually, I want to go ahead and replicate the options they have. So we got skill, item, equip, persona, party. That would be confidant, because I think this is the Japanese version. But skill, item, equip, persona, party, confidant, mission, and system. Okay, I get it. Skill, item, equip, persona. So that should be as easy as. Oops, let's clear this out. Skill, item. Oops. Equip. Excuse me. Now, persona, I don't know if I'm going to get to that system today because that's going to use the familiar plugin that I have. Oh, yeah, and if any of you are, I've showed this off before, but if any of you are using Super RPG Framework right now, so be aware, if you open up plugins and scroll down, you have a bunch of other plugins that are available. I would kind of recommend staying away from. Okay, so you can use classic overworld and turn-based combat. You can use and starter content. I would recommend staying away from the rest of these for right now, just because I need to set them as beta as well. Just because most of them are not finished, and I'm gonna still work on updating them. And I don't want you to like start using them and then something breaks because I changed a lot of how they work. So yeah, you can. I would say classic overworld, turn-based combat, and starter content. Go ahead. You can go ahead and use, but the rest try to stay away from for right now. Anyway, sorry, I get to comments or live chat. It's great. I'm glad to hear that. I need to figure out a way to get. See, it's hard because I want to get live chat on screen, but that'll also take up more space. That'll cover up more on. That'll obscure part of the actual engine, which already is kind of hard to show off. But so anyway, David says, "Hey, I'm really excited for your framework. I think it'll fit my game idea very well." I'm glad to hear that. I'm hoping that you're able to get an idea of how to go about using it from these streams and stuff. So there's a familiar plugin. It is again still a work in progress. So remember how I'll explain sort of how it works. Actually, I'll go ahead and turn it on because in fact that's the first thing I'll do. I'll go turn on stuff I need. So obviously we need an infinity system because we have the social link system. I'll get to your question in just a second. Is it Pilia? I'll get to your question in just a second. So yeah, we need an affinity system. Because of social links. They don't have cookings in strikers, Persona 5 strikers, but not normal. Data log? I don't remember if there's a data log. Familiar system, obviously. The familiar system is essentially just a way of. So I explained how units work already, kind of like how they're party members. So what familiar does is it just adds a new type of unit called a familiar that you can attach to another unit. You can link it to them, essentially. And then from there, you can decide what to do with that linked unit. For example, in the case of a Persona game, all the main character stats are determined not by his own stats, but by whatever persona he has attached to it. Or in something like, I think there's other games that do this, where you could equip like I think one of the Final Fantasy mobile games does this, where you can equip a summon that has stats, and that'll adjust like on top of your base stats as well as your element type and stuff. So let's see. So to your I'll turn the last ones on. I need the Gab system obviously because the Gab system is for like just party chatting. I don't think yeah, I won't use the job system because that's basically I was just trying to decide if that could be an alternate way of handling how I want to do personas in here, but I'm going to stick to the familiar system. This job system essentially just has a data asset called a job, which you can basically you can choose what job a unit has equipped, and then that can modify their stats and abilities. Quest system, obviously, we need that. Shop, yes. I don't know how many of these I will work on developing on stream, but I just want to make sure I have them turned on. I don't think I need the skit system. Okay, so I'll restart the plugin while I'm waiting. So yeah, Pilia says, hey, hello, sorry if this has been asked before, but if I get the alpha version of your plugin for free, does it stay free forever? Will I be able to update it, or will it be paid later? So, okay, what I'm looking at right now is the alpha version will always be free. I'm not going to make any promises aside from you won't need to like rebuy the basically I'm not going to make it so like if you have the alpha version on your computer or whatever and you're using it, and then if I decide to make it paid when the final version is done, I'm not going to be like, oh no, you can't publish games with the alpha thing or whatever. I know I don't want to make any hard promises because I'm not sure yet, but it'll probably just be a case of the alpha version will be free for whoever wants to use it, and then once it's finished, the alpha will be removed or privatized from GitHub, and then the final version will be put up for sale, is kind of what I'm thinking of right now. I mostly just wanted people to have access to it now so they could get sold on it and they could use it, as well as hopefully that way I can kind of see some issues people are having with it or stuff like that. So hello, good morning to you, Joku. Is that it, how you pronounce it? Thanks, David. How long is this stream gonna be? I don't know. Honestly, it might just go until I decide to stop. That's genuinely kind of my answer. So I was working on the title or the menu. You know what? I want to work on this, but I think I'm going to hold off and do the title screen first, just so we kind of start at the beginning. So where is that thing again? It's like a persona title screen. Hang on. Let me take care of something. Ah! Freaking allergies. Alright. For reference. So yeah, this is one of the things I wanted to make sure was available is this level of like customization with how the menu. And this is hang on, this is a better example of it, but with selectors and stuff. So it's not like everything is in a very hard rigid layout. You have some customization over the how the layout looks. So title screen, we gotta have a logo, which I don't have at the moment, but look up the title menu. So just put that up here with the logo there. Yeah, I'm gonna ditch this. This is an element that just puts whatever game logo you put in the game settings will appear here. I'm probably not gonna end up removing that widget element just because I think it's better to just put the game logo in manually. Actually, let's see if I can type in the logo. Oh, I don't have a logo, do I? 1 second. Yeah, VOD is going to be available later as well. So if you can't stick around, I always keep my VODs up after the fact. Yeah, I just don't see much point in like removing them, I guess, in my case. So I feel like I'll just keep them up. Let me think. I'm looking for, so I'm looking in for assets. 1 second, my brain farted. Oh, I know what I'm looking for. Example games, here we go. So I don't think I have a logo, do I? I don't, but I have some stuff already made up. Oh yeah, this will be fun to show off later, how I handled the gab system. And this as well. So, alright, you know what? I don't have a logo. For now, I'm just going to throw up... sorry. I'm just going to throw up some text. We'll just say persona. This will do for now. Is that too big? Let's compare the size again. Takes up about that much of the screen. So, and then I'm gonna change this menu switcher to take up the whole screen. Oops. Drop that in there. Probably want to center this. I think it was centered in the... Yeah, press any button. And I want to go ahead and add in a new font style, actually. Something that's closer to Persona. So, let's make a new folder. I'll call fonts. And I think I have some already that I will drop into use. Let's see. Something that's fun and crazy and stylized. This should do. Yes to all. Yes to all. There. Now doesn't look more appropriate. And in fact, I should make a new text widget, shouldn't I? In fact, actually, I already have one, I think. Blueprints. Oh, yeah, if you go in blueprints, widgets, and then styles, you should find... I'll have to add some more stuff, but should find some pre-made widget styles. Thanks. Yeah. No, honestly, I have been wondering about whether I want to continue this the whole VTuber. I mean, I don't really care about the whole VTuber thing. It's mostly just it's a lot. It actually works out a lot better to do this than to do like an actual video stream, and it adds a bit of, I think, character to the and uniqueness to the whole channel using this avatar. But I've just kind of been wondering how long I want to stick with it, or if I want to change it up at some point. I don't know. We'll see. But let's get rid of that. Xbox JRPG. I think it's press any key to start. Sorry, my stuff's kind of in an awkward position. How much experience do you have with game devs? So I have been working in doing stuff in game development. Oh dang! I mean, I know it's not quite the same. I started doing mods when I was like early teenagers, when I was in my early teens. But I think I took like when I got into doing more of my own games was with like Super RPG Maker. I was probably like RPG Maker, one of the recent RPG makers. I was scale that up. I was I think like 15 or something. But then Unreal Engine, I've been working in it for about 5 years now. So yeah, the main things I've released have been my 3 asset and tool packs, which have been Assembly, RPG Framework, and then what was the other one? The 3D Platformer Toolkit. That's been the main stuff I've actually released. But yeah, so about 5 years now, as far as how long I've been doing game dev in Unreal Engine specifically. Oh boy. Yeah, the one honestly concern I have about most of the stuff I've been doing is I got into game development because I wanted to make games. But now I spend most of my time just making tools for making games, which I'm not complaining about. I love it doing this stuff, and it's really fun to make this stuff, and especially when I get to see other people use it. But it does mean I have less time. Basically, if I'm not paid to work on, like, I'm not working on the Mariposa platformer because that's my actual job. But working on stuff on my own is becoming more difficult just because I don't have the time. So, all right, that should be good for. Wait, gotta make sure that's in the canvas panel because we wanna. I think I want to switch out. Hang on. Do they close? Yeah, they close out the logo. So. Excuse me. So Plea asks, does making these frameworks with custom plugins require decent knowledge of C++? So everything that actually, oh man, it depends on what you're doing. So Assembly, my character creator, I use C++ for. Everything else I've released, including RPG Framework here, does not use C++. It's all Blueprint only. And it's designed so that anyone who's using it only has to use Blueprint. Now, I realize working on it now that if I spent the time to get more like proficient in C++, I could probably make it a fair bit more efficient, not in terms of like, well, it's somewhat in terms of code and optimizations, but mostly in terms of like, what was I gonna say? In terms of it, I could make it maybe a little more optimized for the end user, but that would also require me to essentially scrap all the work I've done so far, and I can't do that at this point with Super RPG Framework 2. I think if I make another version of Super RPG Framework, I will probably rely a lot more on C++ on my ends, but I'm still gonna stick to the philosophy of my general philosophy is I want to make something that you do not need to know any C++ in order to use. You can use entirely Blueprint, and even then, you only have to get into Blueprints like as little as possible, and most of it can just be done from changing values and stuff. That's kind of what I'm wanting to make. So, can I cite some of my resources? So the thing is, my learning was basically all self-taught. It was literally just me picking up engines and stuff and looking up tutorials on YouTube. That's basically the entirety of my learning how to do game development. Is just get the engine, look up tutorials, and then lots and lots of trial and error and learning how things work, which is maybe not always the best way to handle things. But well, you can create custom blueprints in blueprints as well. It's just you have, because C++ is syntax, you have a lot more control over what you can do. Which, one thing I like about blueprints is you have most of the same control. It's just in some areas it's more efficient to use C++. Actually, a lot of areas it's more efficient to build the initial code in C++ and then create data and like logic and events in the game with Blueprint. I think I need to create a new entity style, so let's do that. Anyway, all right, let's go to JRPG, Blueprints, widgets, entities, entity style, persona. We'll do. So these have a weird. The way these usually works, they have kind of a this font. They have a really heavy outline, and I mean, if I wanted to get really technical with this, I would probably want to use a material. I'm gonna avoid that for the sake of time. I'm just gonna stick to a normal font and stuff. But I will create this little background animation to show off. Oops! Oh crap! I didn't mean to close that palette. There we go. All right, so I guess first add in the canvas panel, then a button. The button will probably be invisible, but we still do need it because we need to be able to select this. Oops. So it'll be a button. I'll go ahead and make it invisible. Text. 30 good? 30, maybe 35. Alright, now I'll just go ahead and... Actually, let's thicken that up a little bit more. Because it's fairly thick in here, right? Yeah, that is a thick boy. So, maybe 6? Ooh, that's thick enough. 5. And then we'll add in a background shadow to give it a more thickness in that direction. Yeah, I mean, so I'd like to crack into your question as far as Unreal Framework's based a lot on C++. Again, that is, I'm going to fully admit, that's the more efficient way to go. And that is what I will probably do if I create a third version of this, like a RPG Framework 3. But it is, depending on what you do, it's not necessary. And for me, it's a case of I am so much faster with blueprints at the moment that it's just better for me to find ways of doing stuff with that. Which has been tricky, because I've had to find workarounds for some things that you could probably do easier if I could do easier if I knew C++. But I haven't ran into anything that's like undoable. So oh, nice. That's cool here, Puya. Then I hope, yeah, if you're making a game like that, I hope this stream, but also this framework, work for you, or like really helpful. Obviously, Persona's massive, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to cover, in just one stream. So I'll probably end up doing more. Also, quickly, I want to show off. I want to explain what I just did. So I added in this button for this option style. I added in a button and a text, and the text is now gone. Because I think the option info is blank. I can type something in, but it'll be disappear again. But anyway, I added in a button and a text. And in order to be able to make sure that they're usable and run right, what you need to do is look under functions. And you'll have stuff for get widgets or get animations. In this case, there's a... Oh, I need to rename this one. In fact, I'll go ahead and do that now. Because I try to have a standard naming convention so you know what's able to change. Oh, this might take a minute to save. It's got to save a lot of stuff. Yeah, my hope with what I would love to do to be able to achieve with SRPGF is make something that has all the power and complexity of the Unreal Engine, but is as easy to use as something like RPG Maker. Where it's like so easy to be like, all right, I want to do this, bam, 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 and you can create actual content really quickly rather than having to spend all this time building the actual systems in the back end. So Anyway, so right here, in order, whenever you create entities, which again, entities are a specific type of user widget that can be on its own, or it can go in what's called a selector, which will create a list of those entities, and it's just typically it's meant to represent some type of data asset. Excuse me. In this case, it just represents normal like options. Anyway, and so entities will have specific things that you'll want to override in order to be able to make sure the functions work. So typically you go to override, and then I have stuff for animation and these for get widget. Generally, I'd say leave this other stuff alone as much as you can, but for the get animations and get widgets, that's the stuff you want to plug in. So typically, I want a button. I want to be able to hit a button to select this entity, and I want to be able to show off its name, so I need a text widget. So I just overrode those and plugged in the ones right here, which you can't see at the moment, but yeah. And so now, if I just use that style, which is right here, let's open up the title screen. Actually, let's make sure I have music turned off as well, because I do not want to be doing that right now. So let's go to the... So I have global game mode, which is my parentless game mode. We'll go over to the... Oh yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those, because I have duplicate modules now. But yeah, the gameplay modules are all right in here. Let me see. Where was it at? I need to mark these better. Oh no, I'm not doing any of them. So yeah, BGM module here. I'll just turn the bass volume to 0, so that should turn music off while I'm working. What the frick? Right here. Oh yeah. Get BGM module. Let's plug this in just to make sure it's still working. Okay. All right. Anyway, so back to what I was working on. So I got the title screen. I got these options here. And what the frick? All right. I forgot the familiar system is broken at the moment, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of that. I will fix this up later. Oh yeah. Yeah, I definitely won't get to the persona part today, because I just remembered that basically the whole familiar system right now is kind of broken, so I need to work on rebuilding it. But anyway, let's ignore that for now. All right, title screen. So persona, press any key to start, and I should be able to just press this stuff normally. New game. Yeah, there we go. What? Okay. Get game mode. Is there a problem? Oh, right. I renamed the game mode, so now I gotta put it back. There. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So let's see. Back to menu. Well, first of all, this is not at all looking like that persona menu, is it? Is it? Let's get rid of all this crap then. Except for the camera, we'll keep that. So, do I have any blank? Let's take a look at this. Oops. So we got like this train thing. The characters all have they have shadows, but they themselves are all like red except for their mask. That's fairly easy to do. Just got to create a material that runs like that, and then create this endless hallway. I can do that. I can do that. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and... Well, first let's go ahead and add a sky light in so I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to turn on engine stuff really quick just so I can get access to a basic HDRI light. Actually, we're going to make this the flat gray one. Alright. Now we'll turn off engine stuff. Oop. Why is my camera so high in terms of speed? Anyway, alright, so let's make that endless hallway. I don't think that needs to be 100. We'll try 20. Probably no train in. Well, we can get rid of this as room. We don't really need train in for right now. Just try and get the basics working, right? Okay, now let's get some folks in here. I'll probably need a new material first. Let's see. So we'll call these flat color. That's all they're gonna be, just a flat color. It's not gonna be emissive, but it'll just be a flat color with a shadow. So but we'll use the emissive. So set in the color. Emissive color, and just need to make sure all these are at 0, and that should be all we need for this material. Yeah, there we go. No lighting on it, I believe. I don't see any lighting, but I do have a shadow, and that's what I want. So I don't think it matters if I get them laid out exactly, but I'll just drop some mannequins around and give them the old what for. How does that sound? All right, mannequin. Yeah, that's just like with a lot of things. You work in it long enough, you get. Actually, that's a good question. Am I going too fast, or are people? I mean, I guess you can watch it back over, but I hope I'm not going like way too fast. But because I'm trying to do a lot in this stream. But yeah, just when you use it for long enough, you use something for long enough, you become familiar with it. There we go. Ooh, no. We got some shadow there. I do not want shadow. What else am I missing? Normal, that's it. Well, thank you, Pluya. So, as long as I'm not going fast and people can kind of keep up, that's good. So, okay, that's good to know. I have the satellite animation is good. Yeah, I'll try to be fairly you watch well, that's I mean I do too, as far as watching tutorials at 2x speed. So anyway, let's just kind of get a look of how they're laid out. Okay, hang on, let's pull that up. So we just kind of got them all, just sort of randomly drop them around. Probably make a few of these female too. That look, I don't know, Persona-y enough. It's a nice angle. Cause that's okay. So bound here would be the angle for this shot. So let's go drop a camera in. Oops. It's got a wider angle though. So, oops. I think there's still a little bit of shading going on here, but I'm not going to worry about it. Call this camera. I'm gonna call it camera 2. No, camera 2, and this can be camera 1. Actually, I'll just ditch that and make a new camera because that'll be faster. Then like the other camera for... I think the camera bounces around a little bit depending on what you're selecting, but I'm not going to do that right now. The camera's kind of like from up here. It's also kind of at an angle too. Like it's slightly on its side. So we'll do that. Not a lot, but maybe 6. This doesn't feel right. Where am I at? Yeah, it's like at this angle. I think it looks good because we want the logo's gonna be about right here. So, all right. Now, what I'm gonna do. Where's the levels? There we go. So now I'm using this. Yeah, let's get rid of that. I'm using this normal open menu. I also have a macros for it though, for opening menus that gives you a little more control over events, and that's what I'm going to use. So it's still the same thing. Menu, oops. Menu title screen. But now I can control events that happen when the menu is closed and when the menu state is changed. Default no. Well, we're stuck with the mannequins for right now. So anyway, on opens, actually I don't need any of this. Well, I may need the BGM later, but all right. So now I just need to possess those cameras. Camera 1 and camera 2. Also making your life a little easier for those of you who know about setting your view target to cameras. I have a macros to do that a lot quicker, so you don't have to call out the player character and then pull it out. You can just call this and it'll work. So, on menu state changed. Actually, I want to do a select. So, I'll show you a little bit how menu states work since I'm at here. So, in menus, you also have what are called menu states, which you can just switch back and forth between whatever state your menu is at. And this normally doesn't do much. You can set it and then you can get menu state, and you can switch stuff. It's mainly used for if you want to use a widget switcher, which I have right here, and then you plug in your widget switcher, and then whenever you change the menu state, it'll change depending on the indexes. What the index is, it'll change the it'll change the widget switcher's index to whatever that is. So this will be state 0, and this will be state 1. So all I need to do is, which I already have set up. So like now, let me show you. If I'm on state, this says if I'm on state 0, which means here at this part, if I click any button, any input, then it'll immediately send me to state 1, which is this. And then I think that's the only time I use it. Yeah. Okay. So here, I just hit any button to start, and it'll open up this. So what's nice about having this function is when I change a state, I can now call a function out or an event out from here. So I'm going to say that, hey, whenever I change a state, if I'm at state 1, then use camera 1, or at state 0, use camera 1, and the other state, then use this one. And what that just... actually, I want to change that a little bit because I want to have a blend between them. Actually, I can just do this, can't I? Select. And if it's on... Okay, I'm going to do something else to circumvent this as well. So basically what this says is, yeah, just switch back and forth between these cameras depending on what state I'm on. So I'll just say take 0.2 seconds. I'm also going to make sure that I instantly start out at the first camera when I'm opened up because I don't want to blend to it when I first start. But yeah, so let's see. Yep, there we go. And if I don't think I can go back, but yeah, so I have the title screen here, and if I click this, it'll change over to the other camera because I changed to state 2, or sorry, state index 1. I don't want to get rid of that stupid constraint aspect ratio nonsense. All right. Now, move these a little bit closer together. Actually, I want to make those a little bit bigger. The styles. Thinking for reference. 40 seems a bit big, but should work. And let's make this smaller. And put it down here too. Now, how much? So there's not a ton. But when I okay, well, so they get looks like they get bigger when you hover over them. Actually, I'll work on hover animations too, because that's a fun thing to show off. So with entities, you can also set up animations that'll play for when they're hovered over or when they're highlighted. And highlighted just is a boolean you can turn on and off to see like, okay, is this thing highlighted or not? And that's typically, oh, that'll be hard to explain when you want to use it. But basically, it's if you want to, we'll just highlight something like show off a specific entity without necessarily selecting it or hovering over it. I'll probably explain that more later if it comes up in use. Yeah, don't worry, Shrek. This will, I always keep my VODs on my YouTube channel after I'm done streaming, so you'll be able to see this whole thing afterwards. Oh yeah, and again, is my music's not too loud, is it? I think audio levels look fine, but I just want to make sure that it's not too much last time. Anyway, so let's create an animation for when the widget is hovered, which is going to be hard to see because I don't have any text in right now. So because the way the option is set up is that it actually, do I need that? Yeah, never mind. Basically, it's just clearing out the text so it can put in whatever text I have. I think I can put in some. Yeah, if I put an option info, it should give me some preview text. So there we go. All right. So we'll create new animation. We're going to call it hover, and this is just the animation that will play when we hover over it. So we mainly just want to scale it up, right? Well, scale it up and also do this thing. Dang. I'm just upset if I want to make that, because that's actually a little bit weird how they do this thing, but yeah, I think I will. Okay. It's pretty simple. Transform. We'll just quickly scale it up by, what's it go to? 100 and is that good? 1.2. And there's like a slight rotation to it as well, I think. Okay. So now let's see how that works. Oh, I haven't plugged it in yet, so it's not going to work. So now that I have this animation made, get animation hover, and let's plug it in. And now it should work. Yeah, there we go. It's hovering over him a little slower than I would like, so I'm going to speed that up. Double the frames. Yeah, 48. There we go. There's kind of a bounce to it, isn't there? It's like a boing, sort of. So what we'll do is we'll actually scale it even higher. We'll do 1.3 at this point, and then sort of bounces, and then all right, let's try that. That looks good, I think. That little bounce as I hover over them. All right. I'm just trying to think of how I want to handle the box behind it. We'll call it hover box. Actually, it's probably better if I do that as like a loop thing. I'm willing to check to see if it's hovered, right? It is hovered. Yeah, it's hovered. Let's make a colored box. I'll use a border since that's it's like cyan color, right? Whoa. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. It does sort of overlap and invert the color, which is why this is. I think this is probably a material they used, which, again, I'm not going to take the time to set up, but you could theoretically. You just would replace the text. You just have a font material. But anyway, let's get that border. So it's like at an angle. I can't really make it smaller on one end, unfortunately. So what I will do, first of all, render opacity is going to be 0, and then on hover we'll make it. Nope. Phone alarm went off. All right, and on render opacity, we'll make it 1 so we can actually see it. Yeah. And then yeah, that automatically plays in both directions. So you don't have to set up one for unhovering as well. It just plays the same animation in reverse. So, all right, now I just want to. We'll do hover box for now. This may not be the most efficient way to do it, but it should work fine for now. So what do we do like that? No, like, that. And then return to the normal state. That doesn't look quite the same. I want to change the angle. It's no, not the angle. The shear. That's good. We'll see if this is a bit too much, though. And then we'll just make it so. Loop. Or wait. Play forward. We can't we set a loop number? Play. Hang on. Can't have an infinite number of loops. Blah. Oh yeah, I shouldn't be doing this on event tick anyway. We'll do this. Play animation. Where's finished event? Finished event. Here we go. On myself, naturally. Number of loops to play. If I do 0, doesn't it just... Oops. Stop animation. Oh yeah, what I need to do was a do once switch. So yeah, another macros I added, a do once switch, where I think I talked about this one before, but yeah, it'll only go through each true or false one time until this condition switches to the other one. So you could use this in an event tick, and even though it would constantly be ticking and checking, it would never run through here and run this event until it changes. So that should cut back on. That should cut back performance issues. Excuse me. So let's see if that works. Hopefully it doesn't just play once. There we go. That's a bit of a crazy hover animation, but we got it. Boom. I think if I hit new game, it'll just send me here. Ooh, pardon me. Fingers getting itchy. Alright, where's my drink? The last thing for the title screen is the new game animation. Although I actually don't really want to work on. Sorry. I get those itchy. You guys get those? You have like itchy fingers and you just end up pressing a bunch of buttons over and over again. Mine is usually the caps lock because it doesn't screw me over. What's done? So the framework. So your question: what systems are done? Let me show you. So the main framework itself, here, Super RPG Framework, is like 90% done, in the sense that it is. I'm not going to make any more major changes to it. The changes I make will mostly probably just be some efficiency stuff. And so like with maybe possible rare exceptions, you shouldn't have any scenarios where, like, if you're just sticking to Super RPG Framework, or yeah, if you're just sticking to this, you shouldn't really have any conflicts with future project or major conflicts with future projects. And if you do, either I'll try to either explain how to do them, or if you just let me know, I can point you out how to fix them, because it should just be like changing out one blueprint node. So this, you're completely okay to go ahead and use this. You're completely okay. I would say you're okay to use classic overworld and turn-based combat. Those might change a little more though, and starter content. I probably should change these. The rest of them, I'm trying to remember if they're even included or not, but the rest of them I would hold off on. I may honestly go ahead and remove the rest of them from the release version for now. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, as long as you're just sticking to this, should be okay. All right. So I think that I'm fairly happy with this title screen for the moment. So now on to mechanic testing. Back to. Now, the pause menu will probably be the same among both versions, but let me think. Menus. What I should probably do is actually start putting this stuff in the two different game modes. Should I? Probably. Ah, well. I'll decide on that later. Let's go back to the. You know, I kind of showed off. Oh, let me think. You know what I'm gonna do instead? I'm gonna start with the social side of stuff, the social simulation elements, because most of the dungeon crawling stuff I think I've kind of already showed off in the intro video with the JRPG example project. Obviously I'll need to change a lot more, but I kind of started on that, and I think the social simulation stuff would be better to start on, because that's more of what Persona is known for. So, all right, JRPG maps, test, social test. Go ahead and add in some fake buildings. Okay. And this will use social game mode. So first thing, well, actually, let me go. All right. Pull up a reference. Dialogue, that'll be fun to do later. This is all like combat gameplay, and that's not in the game, so there, that's a fairly good reference, I think. That'll work. So what do we got? We got a map. We got obviously the calendar thing. SNS, and then the days to do whatever the heck. So we don't have in our HUD. Okay, yeah, I need to start separating these out. Menus. I need to rename this. Main HUD for dungeons. And then I'll need a new one. Oops. A new menu. Menu which we'll call menu. Oops, menu. Main HUD. This is social mode, right? Social. First, horizontal box. Actually, I'll do canvas panel so I have a little more free control. Let's get the calendar, basic calendar stuff in there. Oops. What does it look like? Okay. No. 40 seems good. Let's drop in some basic numbers for now. Nah, 40 too small. 80. Let's use this font, see if that's better. Oh, that's better, I think. Now this has got to fill out in the opposite direction. Yeah. Angle it a bit. We got 419. Whoop. No, 100. I should be able to just go ahead and edit these all at once for some of this other stuff. Where's my outline? Outline settings. There we go. So if I add on any more numbers, oops, sorry. or whatever, it'll pump it out. Okay, we got basic calendar stuff in. Let's give it the right names. No, that's not month, that's a day. Okay. So I was just thinking a little bit about how I want to handle some of... Not day, it's month. How I want to handle some of the systems in this game. So... gotta make these both variables so I can edit them. What else we got? So we need... Oh, yeah, this is going to need me to finish the quest system so I can actually list this stuff up. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Well, I can at least add in some of this. The heck? Disappears as I get closer. Probably an angular thing, be my guess. Or not. Whatever. Do something crazy. I don't know. Use just for reference. Whoop. And then, how does he have it? Then behind the box you have how many days you have. That's ridiculous. 13 days. I don't know. Does that look a little too big? I don't know. This will also need to be turned off on days where we don't have anything impending. So, let's go ahead and see. Let's go in our game mode and change out the main HUD, where is it? HUD widget class from main HUD dungeon to main HUD social, which is this one here. Now if I open it up, there we go, although it's kind of getting cut off there and it's too big. So let's say 40, 60. This is the problem. This boy's got to go over here. Oh, it's locked inside the other one. That's the problem. There we go. Oh. Okay. What else we got? I do not have time to work on a mini-map right now, but if I recall right, this tells us where we're at, correct? See if I can find some English screenshots. Yeah. General location and then specific location. One sec. All right. Don't really have anything for the IM message right now. Let's just get rid of that. We'll use this for reference because it's more accurate. Okay. Is this too big? I don't know. All right. Yeah, and that's what we need to work on next, is that menu. Let me think. Where was it at? Just have to find that pause menu. Pause menu, there we go. Let's change this to our new style. And pull up our reference. So what else we had? Party, cooperation, mission, and system. And cooperation is just confidants. Party. What? Did I miss one? I did. Confidant. I believe I spelled that correctly. If not, whatever. What do we have left? Mission and system. Although I think it's called request. Alright, now I just gotta make that. Offset the right amount. 200. Oop. Now, I need to add a layout curve to it. Where is that? Box right here. It's creating a layout curve so I can change up how this looks. We'll put this in a new folder. Why don't we? Make sure I fix up redirectors. Actually, I'll make a fixture. Make sure I fix up all the redirectors. Okay. So, maps, where was I? Blueprints, menus, pause menu. All right. If we look under miscellaneous, we can create a new curve. We're going to use a vector curve because that way we can modify the position, the rotation, and the scale. We'll call this pause menu option curve. I think that's good. Not serve. All right. So when using a layout curve like this, X is position, Y is rotation, and Z is scale. So, and I think I may show this before as well, but yeah, it's 0 to 1, and then actually let's go ahead and do that. Add a key at 0, 0, and then add a new key at 1. And this basically, what is in between 0 to 1 is what will determine kind of what is laid out here. So this is obviously 0, this is 1. So it's sort of like whatever the maximum is. So, let's see. Push this over here. I'd say about 100. We will try positive 100 and negative 100. How about that? To negative 100. So that it should affect the position. There. I think that'll work. We just have to compile. Wait, no, we have to add it in. There we go. There. Now we kind of got that laid out in a similar way to this. Now we want to give a little bit of a craziness to the rotation as well, though. It's also a bit of randomness to how far it's laid out, but so one. Let's add some kind of random, as random as I can get with the layout stuff. Hopefully that's not too ridiculous. If so, we can scale it down. That is too ridiculous. All right, all right. Yeah, 10's probably the most we can go without it getting too much. Negative 3, negative 5, negative 5. No, not 5, negative. We'll do positive 5 for that one. Negative 8, negative 6, and negative, no, positive 6, or 6. I still think that's too much, probably. No, that's okay, I think. All right, now let's try to look at it, see how it works. It doesn't use that box when you're highlighting over this, though. Yes, it does. What I'm going to do instead, I want to make the text bigger. $50. I think that's a little too fast, that hover animation. So we'll add one more to each of these. Should slow it down. There we go. Now, this slapping the screen bit's going to be a bit hard. I'm probably not going to pull it off right now. So instead, let's look up some references. Whoop. Here we go. Which one? Opening menu reference. Where? There we go. Like right there. I think. Okay. Let's slow this down. So, screen blurs for a second. So what happens? So we turn off the HUD. The screen goes gray and blurs for a second. Then all this stuff appears, and he smacks it, and there's just some movement. So, okay, I think I know what I want to do then for this. At least for right now. I'll probably... Oops, I'm on the wrong one. Gotta go to the pause menu. Oh crap, I forgot that was still here. Yeah, get rid of that. I think there should be a... Yeah, pull that off for now. Alright. Oops. Oh, where's the border? There we go. Behind this, so it has kind of that red... transparent red. Let's maybe make it a little darker, too. Yeah, I think that's good. And then it has the black layer on top of it. And the black layer... Well, I say black layer. It's this stuff. Which, again, I probably need a material to do all that the way I wanted it to. But for now, I will just resort to... Hang on. A black border that I can animate. And instead of having it fill the screen... Oops. It's probably too big this way. So, it starts off... If we look at it, it starts off at one angle and then goes to the other. So this... Yeah. First we need to create a new animation for open menu. For opening the menu. Let's add this boy to it. Which will... Actually, let's wait for a second. Make sure he's at the... No. Like this. And we'll make this so dark. Oops, 0.01. Yeah, I'll keep it too dark. Keyframe that, and then... Oops. Keyframe it again. Also probably need to keyframe the positioning. It's like right here, isn't it? And then, yeah. And it happens like a second after opening up too, so it's not immediate. And how does that stuff appear? So, let's see. No text, and then it just kind of slams in. And it does from different sides as well. So, actually, what I'm going to do... I think the layout curve intensity still... It doesn't... Well, no, it doesn't work. Okay, I need to fix layout curve intensity a little bit later, but I won't worry about that for now. About right here, this thing appears. Decided it. Oops, no, not new animation. Options. Make it invisible. Actually, it's right there. And then it just kind of slides in. good. All right, now we just got to plug this animation in. Same way I explained with entities. Get animations menu. Grab out our animation, and we'll use it for both the open and close animation, and we'll just play it reverse. Snap. Open. It's a little bit too not enough opacity on the red. I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Here. Hopefully that's good. Am I going crazy, or is the opacity on the red is still really strong? Let's try 1, not 2. Well, what we'll do, we'll set this to full. Instead, oops, that hurts. We'll just crank down the render opacity to 2. See if that helps at all. And there is a bit of a second before this thing even appears. We'll call it, we'll say, so, huzzah! I think. So, what do you need to do? I'm thinking I need to go to the game mode. Where is it? Yeah, pause menu. Now we also need a new menu background, or I'll just edit this background. Because, that's why. I know why. Because I have this black border as well. So if I get rid of that, that's more like it. And I think that blur works, actually. Excuse me. Okay, so now I can actually darken that up. We'll say opacity 5. Nope, 4. There. Obviously, it's not exactly like it, but it's a start. What else do we have on there? We have yen at the bottom. It's the amount of money we have. I think I have an element for that. Money? Element money, yeah. And this should just immediately list off whatever money we have. Which I think will obviously be 0 at the moment. Hang on. Does this show the name as well? I forget. It does. So, what I'm needing to do... Let me think. Scale this up. Use the proper font. Oh! Sounds like a dog's making noise. Alright, I'm going to quickly check this, and then I'm going to take a very short break because I need to go check on something. But I think set from game data. Yeah. Yeah, because we wanted to automatically set this money to be whatever we have. I might change this widget as well, but... So I'm getting a little distracted at the moment. 1 second. I am gonna need to take a quick break. No worries. I'll be back in just a minute. So let me see. Okay, sorry about that. Situation resolved. Now, anyway, what I meant to do was I want to jump into our settings. Where are they? Game settings here. Money. Let's change our money name. I'm just gonna use a dollar sign. This is America. So now I have $0. Wonderful. Oh yeah, on something else I think I need to do quickly. This is just a correction. No, add option. Add entry to list. There it is. Assign layout curves? Yeah, I need to get rid of this. Print string. Okay. There we go. Yeah, sorry. I just had Hertz dogs acting up, so I had to go check to make sure there's nothing wrong. That's all. But I'm back now. So, I think that's alright enough for now. I'm actually going to crank up the outline on those, just so it's a little closer. Then I probably want to get into actual mechanics. Outline settings. Wait, not in here. It's an entity, so... How'd that look? There we go. It's a little bit better. All right. And then... Oh, my brain. I'm trying to think of what to work on next. Well, specifically what to work on that doesn't have like a lot of doesn't have some back end stuff I need to work on first. Let me think. What I think I want to do... Do I have any assets for dialogue? Because I don't think I do. Because that would be one thing to work on next is dialogue. See ya, Koala. Have a good dinner. I don't have anything for dialogue, do I? Yeah. That's easy to get a reference for, but... It's a very small reference, though. Well, just work on some example dialogue. So, drop in an NPC. I believe our NPCs are already set up. NPC right here. Nothing happens when I interact with him, though. Yeah, I know, because I have no scenes set up. So let's make a new one. New scene. Wait. Oh, yeah. Scenes. We'll call it scene. Dialogue test. Should be good enough. So we're just testing dialogue. Alright, get rid of that crap. So, how we go about using scenes? Well, I just need some dialogue first of all. Line. I think it's line, right? Play dialogue. Dialogue? What is it? Dialogue line. There we go. allow. So yeah, this is the way I handle dialogue built in. Not necessarily the one I would recommend, but it should be like I would recommend using some other dialogue systems, probably. I thought you make yourself or build off the get off the marketplace because there are better ones out there. But this should still work pretty well for what you need. And then play your choice. So, not select. Make. Let's make some player choices. So how are we today? Switch. Out there, out here. Zero's good. Zero's good. And then just out of here, end scene. Is it end or finish? I think actually, yeah, finish right here. I should end our scene. I believe I already have some basic stuff set up for this, but we need to change that, don't we? So, do we have portraits? Yeah, I forgot to set this up. All right, well, I'm gonna deviate a little bit now and try to set up some of the core elements for the scene system, which will be one of the, which is of course, it's essentially, I think I talked about the scene system before, but it's essentially just a system, a gameplay module for having scenes or dialogue. So let's see. I'm accessing my content browser on my bottom screen, which is why you guys can't see it. So hang on. Modules. There we go. I think I need to add a new component. Actor component. We'll call it scene actor component. Display name? No, actually better yet. Create a new data asset. What we'll do here is we'll have create a new asset called a scene speaker. Ooh, I should probably give this an RPG label too, just so you know it's for RPG stuff. Will I be releasing this as a template once the core gameplay is done? Probably. I mean, you mean the Persona thing, right? I mean, obviously, here's the thing: if I include anything from the marketplace, development would go faster. But then I couldn't release it. But I think I will. I mean, I already talked about releasing a sample project, so again, I don't want to promise anything specifically, but I would like to, for sure. Just would give someone like a place to start. There's also the legality of releasing this. Again, I'm pretty sure since it's technically for like, I've joked about this, but for educational purposes, I could probably get away with releasing this if it's for free, because it's like, well, it's not meant to be a creative clone Persona game. It's under law, it could be for educational purposes because it's meant to be. You get this and then you learn how to make a game, or how to make a game like this. So that would not be a copyright violation, I do not think, but I would need to be careful about that. All right. Sorry about that. My brain is farting. All right, displaying name. So basically this will just be a data asset that we can reference that'll tell us who is speaking in currently in dialogue. Oops. Let's add in some ability to use portraits as well. Material instance. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a loophole necessarily. Like, it's if it would qualify as educational, then it's just then it's legal. It's just that I'd probably just want to quickly talk to Laura and be like, hey, this is not going to get me in trouble, right? I mean, I know me streaming this obviously is fine, but if I release it, I'm like 99% sure it'd be fine. But I just want to make sure that 1% is covered. Anyway, portraits. Wait, hang on. And we'll give him a generic tags one for now. Tag container. Speaker tags. Oops. This should probably be good enough for now. Okay. Which means I'm gonna need to edit this a bit. Did that didn't break anything? It did not. That's good. Okay, I did not need to do as much as I thought I would. So now we just need to create a speaker asset, right? Correct. Okay, sweet. Go to the speaker component. Get, I think it's the scene module, right? Yeah. So I want to be able to grab this and decide. Oops. Line. What do I? Assign. Don't I have it? Do I have no triggers? That's weird. Hang on a minute. Yeah, see, scene system's here, right? All right, scene system. I got all these. What the heck? Is this not right? Am I missing something? No, module scene system. Same one I'm using. Why isn't it giving me all the assign or all the event dispatchers? That is weird. Well, it's not weird in here because this is a function, but Anyway, back to dialogue event. Same thing. Ah, there we go. I don't know why the whatever. Alright. On dialogue And where's dialogue end? Speaker. Just check to make sure the speaker is whoever we are. Not speaking, specking. Got to think. So I want to check to make sure if they're actually speaking. Those be. I do want switch naturally. No. Wrong one. Wrong. That's not right. That's right. On begin speaking and on end speaking. That way we can adjust these things specifically on the actor. Alright, I need to be right back. I gotta go quickly take care of one other thing. Alright, I'm back to take care of some boring business. Alright. You haven't got as nearly as much done as I wanted to, so, but I might go for like another hour maybe, at most. We'll see. I definitely, yeah, if I don't get as much done as I want to do, I'll definitely do another one of these. Itchy fingers. Anyway, alright, begin speaking and speaking. Said this to our NPC. It's not a private. Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, I need to get rid of that. No. Scene actor component. There we go. Let's create a new scene speaker. Rando Man, we'll call it. How about that? Speakers. Oops. Speakers. Yeah, I think I'll try to finish up. How about this? I'll try to finish up the scene stuff, as in I'll get the basics working, and then get the basic UI stuff in, and then I'll wrap up. That'll, I think, put it at a nice finishing spot for today. So, new data asset, RBG scene speaker. We'll just call it speaker Rando Man. We'll even call him that here. We won't give him any portraits just because I don't know if I'll have time to set that up. Alright, NPC. See ya, Sam. Alright, so Rando Man. Now. Trying to think of how I want to access portraits and stuff. We'll make it tags. How about that? Well, actually, I'm not using portraits now, so it doesn't matter. So let's just add Rando Man as the speaker to all these lines. In fact, no, yeah, we'll just do that. And then let's go to our let's go to our dialogue menu. Blueprints. Well, let's go to global first of all to make sure this does it right. Oh yeah, so when a dialogue line begins, we open the dialogue menu, update the line, and yeah, we just okay. So yeah, if speaker is visible, then their name right here. Oh, I forgot. I already had stuff set up for this. We'll just set their name to be get display name, whatever the name is here. And I think that should take care of his naming thing. Yeah, Rando Man. Hello. How are you today? Good. Great. We'll see ya. Okay. I'm just trying to think of how I want it. So, just how I have it set up right now is a dialogue box will appear, but then disappear over dialogue, and that does not happen in Persona. So I'm just quickly trying to think of how I wanted to change that, but I think it's alright for now. So, since I got this little extra time, I'll try to make the dialogue box a little more specific. Actually, I think I have the portraits left over from the from RPG Maker 1 or RPG Framework 1, so I can actually reuse those. So let's go to Marketplace, Super Framework. Where is it? Dialogue fellow. Here we go. There they are. I'll just reuse these. This will be fun. All right. So I think it'd be best. All right, data. We'll contain everything for the speakers in the same spot. Rando man. Let's drop all those textures in here. Leaked desktop, yeah. Oh no, look! I have a bunch of Final Fantasy XIV background stuff. It's great new material for their portraits too. Portrait. Dialogue portrait specifically. User interface. Now let's take a look-see. So we got their normal portrait, and then there's the shadow behind it. That's fairly easy to do. Put this to a parameter. Portrait. I think we'll just call it texture. And then we will say... We'll duplicate this, and then we'll just have a... I think it's a UV offset. Actually, no, what I want to do is combine their alphas, and then that'll be the opacity, which we need to turn on translucency. Boom. And that should automatically... There, we got our portrait, dude. That awkward green screen cut out around him, but whatever, it'll work for now. So now we just need to offset this a little bit. Add... I think a constant should be fine. -0.1. I think. I ain't seen anything though. What if we just made it a vector instead? Oops, sorry. Yeah, what the heck? How do you... Oh, I'm trying to remember how you offset something with a... Maybe you have to append it? I think... Is it a multiply? Am I going crazy? Am I just forgetting? Alright, let me just quickly look up how to offset. Uniform material offset. Is there a way to offset a texture? Is this any good? Texture. That's... Oh, is it a multiply? Okay, we use a multiply node. Okay, hang on. Julio's got a question. So let's say I'm a new game developer that just got your finished framework, and now I want to make a Persona-like game. Where should I start? What is the recommended workflow? When do I start making assets and stuff? Okay, so this is going to be different for different developers, but generally, and my recommendation is that as much as you can, try to build all the systems you need. Well, basically, it's just the gray boxing thing. I would say, especially if you're a solo developer, don't start making, unless you really, really need them for functionality. Try to literally just try to make your whole game, or at least all the mechanics in your game, as simply as you possibly can, and with as few like assets and models and textures and stuff as you can, just so you can make sure that the very basics of how your game works, or how your game is supposed to function, are there. It would be really good if you haven't to look up some, videos on grayboxing and prototyping game development, especially grayboxing, because that'll help you a lot. But yeah, basically my philosophy is start with Basically, if you can, try to make the whole game in the most simple possible form you can, even if it's just boxes like this, and typically it is. You literally just have boxes like this and a mannequin like this running around, and maybe a simple health bar or something. And once you've gotten down all the basic mechanics working that you need, then you start making it look pretty. Yes, so this is generally my workflow. Is I build all the mechanics. I mean, I for the sake of the stream, I made it a little more interesting. Like, I usually would not spend this much time polishing a user interface or a menu in order to make it look pretty. But on my own, I would just make sure it's functional and then work on making it looking pretty once everything is functional. But this is for the stream, I'm doing it a little bit differently. But yeah, like, typically this is... honestly, most of the stuff I've worked on still looks like this, just mannequins and gray boxes, because I'm building out... I'm try to build out as much of the game I can in a simple form, just so I know it's working, and then I can make it look pretty and stuff later. That's my workflow. It's very simplified, anyway. I'm just gonna actually stick to normal. Well, no. So, what do I do? Lerp. I think it's actually a linear interpolator, right? Yes, that's what I would recommend. Especially if you're a solo developer. If you're like with a larger studio, they're probably going to do it a little bit differently because they need to show it off. But for advertising, but also to investors, they need to like show, okay, here, they need to make something that looks impressive. But and they have a lot of people working on it at the same time. But definitely, that's my philosophy. If you're working alone, try to get as much of it done through prototyping and gray boxing as you can before you try to make it look pretty. I'm not going to publish... okay. It depends. So, your question, are you going to publish this as a multiplayer game? So, I did not design Super RPG Framework to support multiplayer. You could probably finagle your way into it if you know what you're doing. But I wasn't designing it for that. And this specifically, I'm not going to be publishing because it's a... obviously, it's me making like effectively a Persona clone. So, if I do release this, it will be released just as an example project for free. What the crap? Yeah, I know. Oh, there we go. That's what I want. Only I want that. And I want it on the other side. So... and UI does not count towards mechanical prototyping. I mean, it depends on what you mean by UI. Because obviously you need it, like if you're making a game with health, you need to have a health bar in there. I wouldn't necessarily worry about making it look really pretty or look stylish or anything like that. But yeah. And but stuff like this, what I'm doing right here, I normally wouldn't bother going through this in the prototyping phase. I would literally just use these textures, and maybe even just one of them, as simple as they are, just to make sure I know portraits are working. In here, I'm trying to... So, yeah, I'm doing this a little bit differently for the stream. But typically, I would just straight up just, like... Hang on. Use this portrait as is, and use it for all of the dialogue at first, just to make sure I know dialogue is working, portraits are working. And then this I would do later to make it look nicer. So, anyway. P.O. Fellow 1. Let's go make some instances. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Save them. No, save them. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. And again, this isn't the only way to do this. For example, you could, in the actual dialogue menu, you could basically just have this portrait appear twice, once in the background, and then have Oh, in fact, that might be better. We'll stick with this for now. But yeah, there's obviously a few different ways you could do this portrait thing. This is just the easiest way, so I'm going to stick to it for now. And now let's go make sure those portraits are in it for him. So new gameplay tag, dialogue. Actually, we'll just say DLG. Abbreviate it. Portrait. Normal. PO. Portrait. Angry? I don't know. Okay. So my time zone is America Central Time Zone, CST. So for me, it is 1:13 p.m. right now. All right. Anyway, sad portrait. That'd be. So 2 looks like it's the sad one. Oops. Sad, happy, and then surprised. Looks like the ones we need. Happy, P.O. fellow, and then surprised. Surprise. Am I spelling it right? I don't care. You know, I don't care if I'm spelling it right or not. All right. Now, I'll go back to the, where is it? Blueprints, menus, dialogue. Let's make this smaller. Oop. Oops. Ah! There we go. No. Oh, man. Am I doing this wrong? Oops. Come on. No, no, no. Up you go. About right there. Minus 30. And the dialog box is about that big. The lines are bigger. First of all, it doesn't even use this font. It uses them like a normal font. That's fine. That's a good font. That's more readable for text. Do I work out game design docs for working on a project? Honestly, not usually. Because usually projects start with me having a general idea, and then I like basically just playing around with different mechanics till I find something I like, and then I'll create some more of a once I have like a sort of a general prototype of something I like, then I'll try to come up with a game design document. But I usually do, because most of the stuff I like to work on is very story focused. So what I do like to do is outline the story and the structure of whatever I'm working on, because that helps me get an idea of kind of how to of what I'm wanting, of how to lay things out and what to work on. which is not to knock game design docs at all. I mean, I technically do them. I just do them a little differently. But they're obviously great for when you're working with a lot of people, and they are good for yourself for reference. But I usually don't start with them. Those come after I have an idea prototyped out, typically. How am I doing this? Oh, vertical box. Yeah, whatever. The point is I need to get a portrait in there. Is that about the right size? It's a little bit bigger. It takes like that much of the screen, I would say. Yeah. So we'll do 600. Oops, sorry. Do 550 by 550. In which case, I will need to make this even smaller. Oop, yep, I should do this as well. Portrait, yep, portraits. Now I just have to figure out how do I want to get the portraits. Hang on. Whatever. I can just add a new variable in to scenes systems. That sounds like it's the best way to handle it. Hang on. Let me think. No, not blueprints. Under data, scenes, dialogue test. Let's jump in here. Portrait. Which will just be normal gameplay. Wait. I got a better idea. I don't want to be messing around with this. That could cause some issues. So instead, I will just make it so I can add the... It'll look for a portrait in the tags and get tags. Has tag. Wait, hang on. Yeah, okay. Party, hang on, not party. I want it to be dialogue portrait. So as long as it's a portrait tag in there, then it'll look for then how do I want to do this though? Wow, how do I want to get the tag I wanted this? I got an idea. May not be the most ideal, but here's what we'll do. We'll break this out, and we will say... We will look through all of the tags here and see if any of them are a portrait tag. And if so, then the first portrait tag we run across, we will get that portrait and display it. And if there are none, then we won't display any portraits. Which means the first thing we gotta do is visible. And I think this will work. Oops. And then just set brush from material, I believe, because we're using a material instance. There we go. And then we'll break it so we can't change it again. All right, I think that's good. So now we just have to add in our portrait tag. So we'll say party portrait. No. 1 second. Sorry about that. Someone was handing out free donuts, so who am I to refuse? Okay. Oh. Great. Okay. Anyway. Alright, let's add in our portraits. So for the first one we want just the normal portrait. Then we'll keep it at normal. And if you say you're great, he's happy. And if you say you're not great, he's sad. And then it goes back to normal and scene ends. Actually, we'll keep first one will be happy. How about that? Now let's see if it works. Moment of truth, guys. Hey. I am doing good. Oh, why is he someone happy? Well, that doesn't really matter. There we go. Portraits are working. So now let's make this dialog box. Or something close to it. Oh, I know why. I think? Wait, how was this done? Yeah. Only I don't want to duplicate it, I just want to move that over. Because it's using the same line. Oh, my head was in the way. Sorry, okay. Let me just get rid of my head for a minute. Sorry. Okay, so let me show it again. The box is now up there. I forgot to change it, but sweet, great. I'll see ya. And there. So yeah, sorry. There you go. Portrait's working. All right, so let's put this box where it needs. Excuse me, needs to go. We'll add in a new canvas panel. Or not. This one will be white. And whiten at a slight angle. Like that. Just robot font should be good. Yeah. That's where his name goes, and I think that should take care of this. Yep. Except for... Oops. So I put that wrong. I grabbed the wrong text. I think I copied it. Oops. 40. We'll just keep this as this for now. Looks very unhappy about the fact that I am... Well, anyway. Alright. Now response... What the crap? That should be it. Yeah, I don't need this thing anymore. Or that thing. Boom. Now let's work on... Alright. So yeah. Now this will be difficult because I need to... Actually, no. I think for now it won't be. One second. Okay, well, let's just make a new entity style. I got a lot of phlegm buildup. Entity. Anyway. T option. So we won't do this exactly like it just because we'd have to create this. Oops, hang on. Alright. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit more difficult to figure out how I want to lay out. Look at these titles. 7 things no one wants to admit about Persona 5. Persona 5 has low... Oh, that's true. Anyway. Just grab a normal... That is... The skew on that is really bad, so screw that one. What? What the heck? Okay, we'll go with this. So, I think for now I'll just put in something on the side. Oh, did I get rid of the, Oh, no, this is the response style. Okay, never mind, this is correct. Wheel. $50. 50's probably good enough. I think... Does it fill out? Looks like it fills out from the middle. And what we'll do is on a hover... Oh, better idea, better idea. No, offset right. Well, okay, so to answer your question, now that I've released stuff on the marketplace, can I share anything? I'm not gonna be sharing any, like, data on sales or anything like that. My biggest insight would just be if you want the best way to, I mean, it's not really, anything, spectacular, but I think the thing that has helped me the most with releasing stuff has just been being available to talk to people who buy my stuff, to get their opinion on it and to help them out. So I don't think you need a Discord necessarily, but for me it has been really good, really helpful to have my Discord because I can communicate with people directly. Yeah, so if you are on the marketplace, the Unreal Marketplace, especially if you're releasing stuff and keeping up with it, Epic will just send you like and I'm pretty, this isn't, I can talk about this, but they'll just send you invitations every so often, like to participate in sales and stuff. So I think for like giveaways or whatever, you might have to contact them specifically, but hang on. All right, and for hover, so it'll become bigger, and background color, we'll key it as, yeah. We'll make it a constant key so it's an instant switch. There we go, that's better. And we need to do the same thing with the text. Which I'm using color opacity. Oop. That should be a constant as well. Alright, and that's the hover animation. Just go plug in this stuff in and we should be good. Oh wait, I need to expose that text. Option text. Or no, button first. And then hover animation. I can get rid of that and that and that probably. This is the one I want to work on. Huh. I think this stuff will get cleared out, so Spront, whatever. No, my sales have been fine. It's just that it's all, a lot of it's relative. It depends on you, depends on what you're looking for. Are you talking about the cut? Because I'm pretty sure the cut across all Epic stuff is the same. I think it's, they take on their market. I think it's the same, like across Marketplace, across the Epic Game Store, same thing with ArtStation. It's always 12%, if that's what you mean. But sales are just like, for me, are the same thing as any product. You release it, it does good for a while, and then it starts to taper off. My sales have been like somewhat consistent, but it's like once enough people get it, you know, they have it, and they don't need it again, so the sales just kind of taper off. I don't know. I'm not sure what to say, really. Let me see. Response curve. Ooh, curve. Yeah, response curve is good. So this I just need to be like a slight rotation to the beginning and the end. I'll probably need to change this up once I add like extensive dialogue responses, because I know in Persona the way it works is as you scroll down the dialogue, it'll like move them up or down, or it's hard, again, hard to explain without showing you what I mean. But point is, for now, we'll stick to it with a simple curve. Oops. Which I think will be, I'll say 5 to -5. Is that what I want? Yeah, that looks like that's what I want. think there's typically 3 options. So we'll use that as the standard. Although I'll increase that curve a little bit. -8. I think that's better. Yeah. Okay. Excuse me. So we just we'll do it from the other side though. Okay, and the same thing. Oops, nah, frick. There we go. And open an animation for when the we'll call it in, but this will be the animation for when the menu opens up. What the crap? Yeah, there we go. We'll scale it too. Oops. Scale to 1. Key that. And I think it's a little too long. I like that after 2. Oops. All right, and then oops. What the crap? Oh, I gotta have it out a little longer, yeah. That should be good. All right. Oh, the curve isn't working on it. That's weird. Oh, the opening animation is neither. Move that back a little more. Oops. No, frick it. Here we go. Offset to 100. No, not you. There, I think it works. Oh yeah, gotta scale up too. Forgot. I think I'm just about... Oh boy. All right, let's see how it likes this. Well, it's not ideal. For some reason, the curve isn't working. I'm gonna try to quickly see if I can figure out why that is. Oh, did I plug in the animation? I did. Well, I'll have to look a little more into why the curve is not working, but functionally, it's working exactly as it should. And so, I think that's a pretty good place to wrap up the stream then. I guess I'll do more. Oh, wow, my head's dying. I'm clipping through space. That's really bad, actually. That's better. Alright, so I guess that's it for this one. Thanks again, everyone, for joining me. I will probably do another one of these fairly soon. Because obviously there's a lot more work to do on this. I might off-camera work on some of the visual assets, just because that's not as fun. It's just me working in Photoshop a little bit. But, as far as the coding side of this goes, yeah, I'll have to stream this again. So thanks all for joining me. It's great to chat with y'all. And I will be seeing you guys next time. Take care.